Mm-hmm.
Brr.
Arg.
We will do we'll do it as long as it needs to do, but let's get started right quick. Let me just put the thing in the document.
Yes.
Ooh, zoobly zoo. There. Oops. That is good. And I'm just curious about the points. I always forget who my team. Oh, did you update them? Oh yeah, you did. Okay.
Yeah, I did it right now.
I always forget who's on my team. I always think I have Rachel, but I don't. I have Caroline, the 1 point wonder. Wait. Oh yeah, someone voted against Teeny. Okie dokie. Are you guys ready?
Yeah, sure.
Okay, just want to make sure. Since we got started a little bit late. Wait,
Sorry.
Right, the perception was Gabe held to in place. Okay, no, that's right. There's a blue line in the summary saying grammar is weird, but it's not. This is just how you would talk normally. Caroline and Rachel prove Andy right that the perception was Gabe held Tuku in place, that sort of thing. I get what they're saying, but it's fine.
Well, you're reading it today anyway, so that works out.
Huh?
You're reading it today anyway. It's your turn.
No, I read it last week.
Did you?
I'm pretty sure I did.
Shit, fuck. That means it's my turn.
Well, there's no real turns. I usually just say, I don't want to do it. Somebody else do it.
Oh, okay. Do you want to do it?
No. I'm pretty tired, so we're going to be leaning on you guys quite a bit. I have, last week, I realized I was going to bed at about 8:30, and I was waking up at about 4. So I realized, I don't want more. So I've been making myself stay up until 10, so that I'll sleep until 6. And it's working slowly, but it just hasn't.
It does take time to make that shift happen.
Yeah. I mean, you have kids, so you're aware of it.
Yeah, I'm aware of how long it takes for that 1 hour shift twice a year.
Yeah. Well, I mean, I actually adjust really well to daylight saving. I like daylight saving, especially because I go to work early. Like, everyone I know either works from home or they go to work at 8 or 9 or whatever. I'm in my car at 6. I'm sorry, not at 6. I'm in my car at a little bit after 7 a lot of the times. So having the sun come up that hour earlier makes driving to work so much easier.
Yeah. And I mean, what I mean is for you and me, we understand it's coming. We understand what it's going to do, and we can prepare for it a little bit. We can, it's not a big, for the time, it's not a big problem for grownups, right? But my children, they barely remember it happening last year. They have no concept of what it's going to impact them and going to bed on time and all that kind of shit.
To quote an apocryphal story about the great Michael Jordan, fuck them kids.
Speaking of kids, should we do this? Yeah.
Yeah, okay, you know that. So Brian, do you know
Brian
that
doesn't.
story?
No, of course not.
It's sports related. He doesn't know.
It's probably not totally real. He probably never said it, but it's one of those things that it just fits so well. So the fact, there are a lot of facts to it that support it, but so the fact is he was at a training camp, a youth basketball training camp held by some NBA star that I should know, but I just never remember his name. And at the end of the event, it was all right, Michael, we're going to have you go around the 3-point line taking 10 shots. And if you miss 3 of them, we're going to give everyone who attended this camp free shoes. And so Michael Jordan goes around and gets the basketball at every station and just sinks the shot every single time, because that's the kind of guy he is. He's like, I'm not going to miss them on purpose so that these kids get shoes. And then reportedly what he said was, fuck them kids.
I believe the first part. I don't know about the second part.
The fuck them kids part?
So here,
Yeah.
here's the thing. So there is video evidence of him like sinking all of the shots and all that kind of stuff. Like, it's one of the things where most likely, they got the shoes anyway, so I feel like it's one of those things where he knew they're going to give the shoes anyway, so I'm not going to compromise being the best in the world for that. So I don't think he said fuck them kids, but it's one of those things where the truth of the story doesn't actually matter because it fits him so perfectly.
Because it'd be funnier if it was true.
Yeah, the lie is better than the truth. Anyway, we're going to be talking about Welcome to Out Win Out Play Outcast, Season 47, Episode 11?
Yeah, good job.
Yeah. Engage winning mode or something. Flip the win switch, that's what it was. And I would like to point out, a while back, I said, you know what? I think I'll take Andy because maybe he'll give me an episode title. And had I taken Gabe, I'd have been out of luck. And instead, I've gotten quite a few points based off of him. Well,
yeah,
quite a few relative to had I gotten Gabe. So
yeah, totally.
Riding the waves, man. That's what it's all about.
Right.
Anyway, someone read that episode description. I don't care who, as long as it's not me.
I'll do it. Only Sue is upset that Gabe is gone, and of course, she uses that as a reason to go after Kyle, as if she needed one. Himself, Kyle, already knows he needs to win out or he's gone. Caroline and Rachel prove Andy right that the perception was Gabe held Tuco in place and took their sunlight on separate occasions. Andy, Caroline, Rachel, Sue, and Teeny form an underdog alliance, while Sam, Kyle, and Genevieve see the writing on the wall and prepare accordingly. Sam learns that you don't always have to lie. Kyle learns that you can sometimes be a sociopath. Andy learns that people aren't AI. Someone has to go on a journey, and initially only Genevieve and Sam wanted to go, but Rachel realizes it's not a great idea to just give them an advantage. She throws her name in the mix and draws the rock to go. She solves the puzzle in the nick of time, unless editing is being a jerk, and wins block a vote. She tells the overdogs that she lost her vote and the underdogs about her advantage. Genevieve tries to stir the pot, but only succeeds in putting a target on her instead of Sam. Immunity is a clusterfuck of dropping stacks of letters. Didn't this used to be a Final Four immunity challenge? Anyway, Rachel wins with Kyle pulling a close second. Immediately, everyone starts looking at Kyle. Sam tries to rally support for Kyle, but everyone says no. Determining Genevieve or Kyle turns out to be the conflict of the episode, with Andy giving just the worst possible math, even after he earlier understood the people aren't math. Tribal Council is short and sweet, and Kyle goes home because it's just, like, really fucking smart to do that. Is it, though?
It was just... Yeah! The odds of him winning out were pretty good. Like, even in that one, he got real close.
Yeah, so I'm torn here. Like, Andy... Okay, Andy was like, he was thinking it's a coin toss, right? It's a 50-50 shot that Kyle wins immunity. Which, I think, like, Kyle versus the field might be about it. I think it's more like 60-40. He's trying to do the math, figuring it's 50-50 shot Kyle wins. He's acknowledging in his math that Kyle's way better than everybody else.
He's not, though.
He's saying Kyle has a 50% chance to win any given immunity challenge, and everybody else only has about like a 10% chance with Kyle there, which I think is about right. I think Kyle's about 5 times better than everybody else at this.
I genuinely disagree. To go back to the Michael Jordan thing, I could play basketball against Michael Jordan. I could play 100 times. I'm not gonna win one, let alone 50 of them. You know what I mean? Like, Kyle had a much better than 6.25% chance. Wait, 6.125% chance of winning 4 in a row. Like, there were very good odds of that. And yeah, no, getting rid of him was the smart move. Good job, everyone who listened to his spurious logic and was just like, no.
Was it though?
So there's been 6. There's been 6 challenges so far, 6 immunity challenges, and he's won 4 of them. So it's better. Like I was saying, it's about 60-40. That's about right. Like, yeah. So with four left, even with existing odds, he's going to lose 1 more.
No, that's terrible logic. No, that's called the gambler's fallacy. You get rid of the person who's good at challenges because you get rid of them when you have the chance, because otherwise the chance doesn't come up again.
What were you going to say, Brian?
Yeah, but Kyle made a really good point about why he's not a threat before they voted him out.
Yeah.
He's right, like, so he won a bunch of challenges. He hasn't done anything else, so why would that make him win?
Because everyone likes him. It's outwit, outplay, outlast. Yeah, it's outwit, outplay, outlast. He will have outplayed them. He will have outlasted them. The only thing he wouldn't have done is outwitted them. But again, people like him, so there are enough people.
Look, everyone left likes everybody. That's not really a big drawing point.
Yeah, but they like him. Like, here's the thing: they like him more. I feel as if they like, aside from Sue, who is a petty little thing, they like him more than they respect the gameplay of the people who didn't win a whole bunch. If that makes sense, like you got to figure you get points for winning challenges. You get points for being likable. You get points for making big moves. He's going to get more combined points from being likable and winning all those challenges than other people are going to get from winning challenges, which they didn't do, and making big moves and being somewhat likable. I think if he got to the end, the only person that would be a threat to him winning, the only person that would possibly beat him is Genevieve. Yeah. So no, I think they were right to get rid of him. They have a much better chance of getting rid of Genevieve in one of the next 4 challenges than him losing in one of the next 4 challenges. They made smart choice.
I feel like there's a better chance that Genevieve worms her way into some sort of alliance position or some sort of new group over the next 2 tribals that then gets her to final or gets her to at least to fire. I feel like between Kyle and Genevieve, who has better odds of getting to fire is Genevieve. I feel like you're right. I feel like you're right, though. If Kyle gets to the end, Kyle definitely beats Genevieve and beats you probably too. But I feel like between the 2, which are you most likely to be able to get out easily between now and then, you're more likely to get Kyle out easily.
Nah, because to do is when Andy starts going, ooh, maybe we should get Sam instead or something. You just say, hey, look at Genevieve. She's much smarter and better than all of us. Do you really want to go up against that? How do you think you beat Genevieve? How do you think you beat Sam? Easy. What has he done since the merge? How do you beat her? You don't.
Like, I do like the overdogs were Kyle, Genevieve, and Sam, and I was like, why is Sam there?
Yeah, I know, exactly. Sam's not, like, Sam was an overdog early on when he had Sierra, but he lost his position, and he's on the bottom of it now. He's kind of the anti-Andy. Andy has been playing from the bottom. He's one of nature's bottoms, and he's been playing from there from the beginning. Sam, one of nature's tops, is now on the bottom, and he doesn't know what to do. And he can't really do anything because he's like, how do I reestablish control? I don't know. Whereas Andy's been playing down there the entire time. Like, was it Genevieve this episode? I think she said, like, there was someone who said something about how Andy didn't stand a chance, blah blah blah, all that kind of
Yeah,
stuff.
Genevieve's pitch was, let's get out the scapegoats, right? Like, because if you want
Yeah.
a seat at the end, and everybody wants to bring, everybody wants to bring Andy, and everybody wants to bring, what was the other thing? I think she said Sue was the other one.
Sue? I believe so.
Yeah, everyone wants to bring Sue or Andy, which means that there's not 3 seats for you to fight for at Final Tribal. There's only 1, right? So your odds then suck, right?
Yeah.
And so to get rid of some of these scapegoats to increase your odds, because if 5 people want to bring Andy, then Andy's going to have a much better chance of going than you do. So you should get rid of Andy, which makes good sense. Just don't let Andy hear that. Oh, you're just being dragged along, because that really that hits him right in his funny bone that he's had this whole fucking season.
Yeah.
But now that Kyle's gone, Genevieve might win the rest of them. So
I don't know. She's not bad at challenges.
She's been up there like every time, and she did win one of them.
Sue's pretty good at these. Rachel's pretty good at these. Caroline's always like 3rd, and that sucks for Caroline, because even if the best one goes, Caroline's still in 2nd.
Yeah. Caroline might be the best goat to ever play, and it's like she has no business winning. I say this as a confirmed Caroline liker. She has no business winning. She hasn't made, like, any move that she has made has been a move that would have been made anyway. So, like, she's just a day late and $1 short every time, and that's unfortunate. I like her, but what have you done?
Yeah. No, I love her, especially when she was like, Sue, I need to talk, and she was like, no, we don't, or like, it's fine, or whatever. And Caroline's like, no, we need to talk. Like, I wanted this my whole life, and I don't want to have played the whole fucking thing in somebody else's game.
Yeah.
Like, as soon as she says that, like, no way Sue can still be mad at her. Like, it's wonderfully, immediately articulated in a way that, like, yeah, okay, fine. Like, there's nothing to say back to that, Like, it's been her dream. Don't come on here play somebody else's game. And you were doing that, and you got to cut that tie. Like, yeah, man. 100%.
And she had the wherewithal to say to Sue, like, look, let's talk. Whereas everyone else is just like, all right, she's done. Let's get rid of her. You know what I mean? Like, we can just kind of continue to ignore her.
Yeah.
No, she's smart. Like, that's the thing, though. Is like, that's a really good move and smart move, but it's like, it sucks because it's a really good and smart move, but the only person she could really do it against was Sue. So therefore, it's not really a relevant thing.
Yeah.
And so, like, yeah, she will get to the end. Or I'm sorry, I could theoretically see her getting to the end, but I don't think she has a chance of getting any votes. And again, confirmed Caroline like her.
Yep.
But
Same.
yeah, unfortunately. And like, it was cool to hear some, like, I know Brian, you don't like hearing people's stories, but it was good to hear her story. It was heartbreaking to hear her say, I've wanted this since I was 5 because I was 18 when this show started. So minimum, we are, she's what, 13 years younger than me? That is just, that should be illegal.
Yep.
No one should be 13 years
I mean, it was when you were 18.
Hey? Oh, gross. Anyway.
I have been not liking Sue for a while, and I am ready to, like, fully dislike her next episode when she becomes insufferable. I'm expecting, like, the in the dark first 5 minutes of the episode, Sue being like, I finally did it. She didn't do shit. She had nothing to do with it, but she's going to be reveling in the fact that Kyle's gone. And I think more than anything, it's not something I think I've seen her. Well, no, they did in the montage. They did show her telling other people. I think if she articulates to other people how happy she is to get Kyle gone because Kyle wrote her name down, I think that's going to really cement her as a goat. As like, you are still this bitter about one vote, like literally 2 weeks ago, not showtime or not like IRL time, but like on the beach time 2 weeks ago, one stray vote against you because who the fuck knew what was happening even. Like, you are so sheltered in this game that is the chip on your shoulder this much later. Like, you really haven't been playing if that's the chip on your shoulder. Like, that means nobody's said your name, nobody's cared about you, and you haven't made yourself worth caring about.
Yeah, that's like a a salt and vinegar chip. You need to get a good chip on your shoulder, like a Dorito. Yeah.
Yeah, I just
That's the best analogy I've ever heard.
Yeah. Yeah. Yesterday, as we record, this was Thanksgiving, and I had a really great conversation with my friend's mom because I get along so well with friends' moms about Survivor. And it was really interesting to get the point of view of someone who is not on this show or knows that this show exists, or anything like that. But she shared all of our opinions, and that made me feel so good that it's like, yeah, we're smart. She cannot stand Andy. I'm like, good for you. She likes Rachel a lot. She wishes Genevieve could win, as I do, but doesn't think that she's like, it's too obvious that you got to get rid of her. So yeah. It was very nice to hear someone unprompted just say, that Andy, I can't wait for him to go home. I'm like, you know what? You are absolutely right. He's a real piece of shit.
I don't know. He's a piece of shit.
Well,
that was a bit of a stretch.
I mean, there's been some real pieces of shit on this show before, and I don't think he's in that category.
Yeah, that's true. We've had real pieces of shit this season.
He hasn't physically touched other people in ways that they did not want.
Yeah. All right, I take back. He's not a real piece of shit, but he is very much like, it's an unearned smugness. I
don't know.
Yeah.
I feel like Andy is playing a good game, making smart arguments, and maybe not necessarily driving votes, but helping guide votes in a certain direction. And he's been pretty good about it. The only problem is nobody on the beach likes him. And the people who have identified that he's been doing that fucking hate him for it. And so you're allowed to backstab people and do all these kinds of things, but you got to turn around and get votes back at the end. And like, Sierra's not fucking voting for him. Sam's not fucking voting for him. Like, Andy can articulate at the very end perfectly well, I think, how he played from the bottom for the whole time and wasn't just a pathetic goat, but actually tried to do things and made things actually work. Like, he has done real tangible things in the game. The problem is everybody fucking hates him for it. So they're not going to give him credit for it. And if they do, they're going to be like, well, that means I fucking hate you even more, Andy. Like, he's a goat not because he's doing nothing, but because he's just unlikable by the other people on the beach.
I don't know where you get the idea that he's making things happen. Like, he keeps bringing up stuff that, like, everybody wanted to do anyway.
Yeah. Like, the only thing this one was saying, hey guys, maybe we should vote for Genevieve instead of Kyle because there's a mathematically 6% chance that he's going to lose one of the next four. Like, ugh. Well, it's just that spurious logic because, the thing that I didn't think of until literally just now with that 6% thing was that doesn't matter if you're the one who goes out next because he beats you at the challenge. Right? Like, yeah, all right, maybe there's a 6% chance that he's going to go out, or that he'll...
2 challenges from now.
Yeah, lose one of the next 4, but he cannot win the next one if you vote him out right now. And like Brian's been saying, like, he keeps he serves as an audience surrogate, not even an audience surrogate, an audience side act, I guess is how you would say it, because exposition, there we go. He is audience exposition because he is just saying what everyone else is already thinking, and then he puts it to them, and then it doesn't go through. Like or it does go through, but it's such an obvious move. Like, hey, let's get rid of this really smart guy a couple episodes ago or whatever, that sort of thing.
I don't know. I feel like the real argument, the real reason that you actually vote Kyle out, it was Teeny's argument, actually. And she's kind of offhandedly says it in the confessional. She's like, we'd be the dumbest fucking players ever if we don't get him out now. And I think that's because I think she's talking like from the perspective of jury management a little bit there. Right? And that like, if you get to the end and Kyle is there, right? Kyle doesn't win because he's likable. I mean, yes, it's there, but Kyle wins because if you were there with him, that means you were there at this vote, and you did not vote him out when he was vulnerable. Yeah. And for that, you deserve to lose because you're fucking stupid. Right? And so, like, it's more just the jury is going to see this as an obvious vote. And if you don't do this vote, and then he gets there, like, it's your own dumbass fault.
Mm-hmm.
So, like, I think more than anything else, like, the odds, you could do it later, could do it sooner, whatever, blah, blah, blah. Like, Teeny's right. Like, you just don't want the jury to see you as a fucking idiot. Like, it doesn't matter what your odds were, or what your reasoning was, like, or even if you do vote him out later, right? Then the people, like you were saying, the people who get voted out in the interim, the 1 or 2 people between now and when he's vulnerable again, those people are not voting for you.
Yeah.
Because you should have gotten Kyle out. Then they could have lived.
There's also the idea of, yes, a blind side is always good to have on your resume. But a blind side is for getting out a threat instead of the obvious one. You know what I mean? Or it's for changing the power dynamic, blah, 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 blah.
Yeah.
How do you change the power dynamic getting rid of Kyle? Like, he's just going to keep on being a cool dude and keep on excelling at challenges, and then everyone else is going to... I don't think there was any reason to not get rid of him.
Yeah. And I mean, go, Brand.
I do. I think it's fine they got rid of. Yeah, they should have. It's not a bad idea to get rid of him. It's just I'm so tired of every time there's always a whole bunch of others that I'm going to make a move and then they just puss out and don't do it. They do it for like 7 tribals in a row, like after they merge. And then they all wait until it's like the last chance they can do something, and then nobody cares by that point. Like, ooh, you got out one person, good for you.
Yeah, that's one more than a lot of people get out. But no, I mean, I get what you mean. Where part of the problem with it is that there is at this point one person who is doing a spectacular stand-up job up until this episode, was doing a spectacular stand-up job of running the gamut. That's Genevieve. She now has a huge target on her, so fare thee well. Which means that the person who is going to win is the person who's going to be able to say, I made one move.
Yeah. I mean, that's the way it's been for 5 years now, right? Is that you got to have one big move toward the end of the game. That's what you need. You need to be likable and have one big move at the end.
Yeah, that's what I mean. I don't like that.
There have been instances of people who make a couple of small moves throughout, but I don't believe we've had one. No, we've had Jam Jam.
Yeah.
Jam Jam didn't make one big move at the end. He made a lot of little moves and then a couple other big moves.
I would say, though, Jam Jam got an oversized amount of credit in Final Tribal because Caroline did a terrible job of articulating... Not Caroline. Carolyn did a terrible job of articulating her role in that season. I mean, it should have been a really close vote, and it wasn't. I think Jam Jam winning's perfectly fine. Jam Jam's a great winner.
Yeah.
He played a great game. He's likable. He's awesome. Nothing taken away from his game. But it should have been like a 5-4 win or a 6-3 maybe even. It shouldn't have been. I think it was pretty landslidey.
Yeah, no, admittedly, Carolyn had one of the worst tribal councils in history. She had the anti-Erica. Erica went in with no chance of winning and won.
Well, I don't know. You give her a lot of credit for tribal, and as I know, it's because you don't read after interviews or whatever. Like the interviews from the cast just sing high praises all day of Erica's game, and we just didn't see it on screen. Like the edit was trying to downplay her to make it like a big surprise at the end. But no, apparently everybody who was on the season was like, no, Erica was definitely going to win if she got to the end. She played an amazing game. It was just a shit edit is all.
Yeah, that's a terrible idea.
Yeah.
Come on, editors.
They were trying to tell a different kind of story, and it's fine. They tried something. Sometimes it works, sometimes it doesn't, you know?
Yeah. That's why with I can't fully sign off on, hey, what's a Rachel did such a great job on the puzzle by finishing time. For all we know, finished it clearly not with like a ton of time to spare, but she it may not have been that close after all. But I still like, that was a good puzzle. I think I would have panicked, and she hit the nail on the head with it, where she said, this is the type of puzzle that's really easy if you're at home and you have all the time in the world, but I don't. And I don't even know how much time I have. Like, they didn't say, oh, you've got 3 minutes. It's just, it's going to take you have some amount of time, and it's just going to go.
I don't care about the puzzle.
Really?
I do care about the advantage. I care about the puzzle like 20%. I care about the advantage like 10%. And I 70% care about how fucking cool of a timer it was.
Oh, yeah.
Right?
Okay.
Like, they always get up and they flip an hourglass over. Now, anything, that's just going to feel so lame, because this was fucking boss. I love this. Like, no, you have to huck the weight in the ocean yourself. And then the table, it's not like producers are like, step away now. Like, no, the table fucking flies off the barge.
Yeah.
That's so awesome.
I kind of wonder, for safety's sake, had she not solved it, would they have given her like a 5-second, hey, it's going to fly real soon. We need you to just, you unfortunately, your time has run out, but now for safety's sake, please step away. And we're just going to edit it so that it looks like, you know what I mean? Like just for safety. Like you
That's
had,
possible.
you had, like, we timed it out that this rope and pulley system was going to take 5 minutes or whatever, and you have used 5 minutes and 1 second. Now we have 5 seconds before you will be in danger. Please do not die.
Well, she's on the other side of the rope. Plus, she can see it. She knows when it's about to be pulled off.
I don't care. Even if it was just editing, it was fucking great. I love it.
Yeah, no, it was cool. I really
so
liked that.
Yeah. I think that was one of my favorite parts of this episode. Whoever thought to do that deserves a raise.
Like, I knew, okay, yeah, it's gonna fly into. I was still not prepared for how it would fly into the ocean.
Yeah,
like, that was cool as hell. I thought she did a good job lying and saying, yeah, I lost my vote or whatever. You know what I mean? But also, she made the case in her confessional when she said, it's a hard position to be in, because no matter what I say, they're not going to believe it.
Yeah. It's damned if you do, damned if you don't. And then, like clockwork, cut to Sam. I don't believe it.
Yeah. I mean, in fairness, he was right to not believe it. She kept her boat.
Yep.
I was a little bit more surprised that Andy didn't spill the beans. I thought that's where it was headed. I thought he was going to say, we should blindside, and like, hey, that's a great example of when there should have been a blindside. Oh wait, no, she won immunity. Never mind, they couldn't do it.
I mean, I think what's unexpectedly a good blindside right now would be Sue. Everybody is seeing Sue as a goat because nobody knows she has an idol in her pocket. It'd be unexpectedly a good thing to send her out and then have her go to Ponderosa and be like, yeah, I had an idol in my pocket and they sent me home.
But then people just say, Sue, how bad are you that you never even, like, when did you get that idol? Just recently? No, I've had it for about a week and a half.
Yeah, I could have saved my number one that I was leaning on so hard, but no, I didn't.
Yeah, no, it's like, that's why I don't, I don't know. Like, they say, oh, she's a threat. It's like, is she though?
I think
again, unless they're doing an Erica thing, apparently.
I think what validates my dislike of Sue is that, like, who was it? Rachel goes and tells Sue that she actually did get an advantage, and Sue's like, oh, that's my love language. People telling me things that are confident. In confidence.
Yeah.
That's, you come, you tell me this, Gabe did that to me, and now I'm a loyal person, and that's how we build loyalty, and now I trust you a lot, right? But yet she has told fuck all nobody about hers, which I want to say is good gameplay, right? But also highlights her as a massive hypocrite.
Well,
Again, Caroline knows she has it. She figured it out. But no one knows Rachel has one.
But Caroline figured it out. Sue didn't tell her.
Yeah.
Caroline figured it out.
I'm trying to remember. Did Caroline tell anyone? It was a couple episodes ago.
No, it was just her and Tiana that knew, and Tiana's gone now.
Yeah. Okay. And Tiana very likely didn't tell anyone. So yeah. Although, oh man, if she had been a little bit less shocked when she got voted out, I would have loved for Tiana to be like, Sue, you have an idol. Fuck you, double gun.
Yes. Has anybody ever done that on the way out? I would love for that to happen one year.
Right. I think that's exactly why they were originally telling them you're not allowed to say anything.
Yeah.
I guess that can't be why, because they said that like in the first season and Hidden Idols didn't exist. But
they said that in the first season, and then literally the first episode, Sonya goes out and she's like, "Go get him, guys!" And it's like, "Oh, wait, well, we can't. What are we going to do about that?" That was really cool. That added a lot to the show. That practically made the show because that was everyone's first interaction with it. So yeah, yeah.
But yeah, like, what are they going to do? What do they do if they say stuff? Like, they've already said it.
Like that? I don't know.
They've already gotten voted out. Like, what?
Yeah. And honestly, like, especially now, years later, we realize, oh, we want those reactions. Like, we, as much as we want a reaction like Tiana's, personally, I also really like a reaction like Kyle's, where it's just, all right, yeah, I kind of saw it on the wall. Thanks for, kind of tacitly admitting that I was doing. Yeah, exactly. It's like, I played the best game I could, but it happened. It's like, cool, good for you. I do it like, okay, I like when he said what he has to say about $1.20. I just also wish he would not say it every 20 seconds.
Yeah.
Yeah.
In those moments, maybe you can get where Sue's coming from a little bit.
Honestly, I don't know. Because the other thing is,
it's his saying. Well, it's fine.
Yeah, and also because like her problem is, or like from what we've seen, her thing is, he's just always talking about how he doesn't have any money and how he has
how he's got a family he loves and
his family and things like that. It's like, well, I mean, it's remarkably easy to get someone to open up about other things. Have you tried engaging with him?
Nope.
Like, maybe all you have in common is family, and so he's like, all right, you know what? I'll just talk about family because that's what we got in common. She has kids, I have kids. We'll talk about that. Yeah. I mean, it's fine. It's fine. I like him. I like when people go out with a sense of candor. Like, even when Rome went out this season, he wasn't like, God damn it, God. You know what I mean? It's like, he had a good sportsmanly thing. Yeah.
Rome went out okay.
Yeah. That said, I also really do like when someone's like, God damn it.
Yeah. Both are fun. I was laughing because I misspelled underdogs in the notes, and Brian, being the editor he is, couldn't leave it, so he wanted to change it, except he changed it from underdogs to neuter dogs.
I knew you were going to bring that up.
Sorry, I was like, you're trying to fix it, and you fucking put in neuter dogs.
Yeah, I did.
This would be a good occasion, by the way, to point out that you fucked up in reading. They did not do it on separate occasions, but on separate confessionals.
That was so long ago, I don't even remember anymore. I mean, I'm not going to scroll down either.
That's fine. All right. Just read better next time.
All right.
Season 48, you're going to read better.
He changes the words all the time. I don't know where you've been.
Yeah, I'm a terrible reader. Which is ironic.
Yeah. When was the last time you read a book?
Today.
Oh, good for you. Well, yeah. Well,
was it more than 12 pages?
It was not a kid's book. I will confirm.
Like, you have the excuse of, I'm sure it's not that easy to read when you have two kids who don't yet have, they have object permanence. They don't yet have consciences.
No, I read when they're in their classes and activities and stuff. I've been reading Sandman lately.
You read while you're at work.
No, I actually work at work. I'm one of the few people who does work at work.
I thought you played like Warcraft, World of Warcraft when you were at work.
At my last job, and then I decided to grow up and actually work.
Little shit. Yeah. Yeah, no, I at work. The only problem is they select books that I'm just not into, but it's.
Oh, does your work have like a book club? Kind of a thing?
Yeah, that's why I said we have a book club at work.
I didn't hear that. I was.
Yeah, you cut out. You heard. I have at work. That's what we heard.
I heard I have books at work. Oh, okay. You guys got a library or something?
Yeah. Obviously, I can't hear when I cut out. My bad. It's all good though.
Well, that sounds fucking annoying. I don't know. I'm one of those people. I do not talk to people at work about non-work things. I do not make friends with people at work. I'm one of those people.
I'm one of those people too. Except for all the customer service people, I only interact with them over Slack, and so it's a lot easier for me to be friendly over Slack than it is in person. I straight up hate a couple of the people at work, but I don't really let them know it.
Oh, I have plenty of people at my job who hate the shit out of me, and I don't give a fuck.
Yeah. No, that's the other thing is I know there's people who don't like me, and I'm okay with that because, I mean, look, you don't gotta like. It's just I can tie it into Survivor. I swear. You don't have to like everyone you work with. You just have to work with them.
Yeah. So long as you're, and in the work context, so long as your performance review is fine, who gives a shit, right?
Yeah.
And in Survivor, so long as you get to the end, who gives a shit?
Yeah. Exactly.
Doesn't matter.
We've seen it in the past. Like even Saul in this season. Saul could not stand Rome. Sorry. We've had players named Romeo in the past. I don't know why. Anyway. Could not stand Rome, and yet multiple times when he wanted to get Rome out, he's just like, I gotta go with him, don't I? God damn it. All right, fine. He just swallowed it.
And Saul made it to the merge, and Rome didn't. So there you go.
Yeah. He outlasted.
Yeah.
He outplayed, and outlasted Saul. Oh, God damn it, Rome. I can't get any names right.
Should we go Survivor? I feel like you're... Not Survivor. Fuck! Should we go to Fantasy?
Yeah, that's what I was going to say. It's like, because I can't think of names, does anyone have anything else they wish to say? And then we can go. But I don't want to cut people off if they still have stuff they want to add.
It's funny you said I don't want to cut people off, and while you were saying cut people off, your mic cut off.
I got cut off.
I don't want to cut people off.
So I'm not on the floor like I was last week. I'm on my couch. My couch is just as far away from the router as where I was on the floor.
I mean, when you were on the floor, it cut out too. So I don't know. You're just kind of fucked. I got nothing.
Yeah. You got nothing for me. Yep. Anyway, what I was saying before I cut myself off with my own internet connection is I don't want. So, is there anything that anybody wants to add first? Did I cut out?
Please, did you do that on purpose? Because that would be.
God damn it! All right. You know what I'm trying to say.
Brian, do you have anything to say?
Yeah.
No, I got nothing.
Okay. We're gonna go to fantasy then. We did not have any bets resolved this week, but believe it or not, this is the first time somebody's been scratched off our pick a winner list. Brian picked Kyle as a winner, and I find it amazing that it got to episode 11 before one of our pickle winners is gone. Usually our pickle winners are all gone in like episode 5.
Yeah.
Brian,
by the way, that was a really good pick.
Yeah. The other two are good picks too. Yeah, but I'm not going to say what they are. Nick doesn't want to know. But if you want to know, you can go to Oooshow.com. On the left, you click the link that says fantasy. You can see all of our bets there. You can see our scoring. And speaking of scoring, Nick, you came in this week in last place with 60 points. You have Andy, Genevieve, and Carolyn. Carolyn got you one because all she did was survive. Andy got you another one because he said the episode title. And Genevieve also got you another one because she survived a vote. You get extra points when you have players who gets votes but survive and don't get voted out, because it's kind of like playing with fire. And in this game, fire represents your life, so that's more points. Oh, man. Sorry, I'm having a hard Haritos, and the carbonation is coming out now, all at once. That's 5 under your 60, giving you 65. Mandarin.
They make hard ones?
Yeah, Cantoritos. It's actually made by Jarritos.
Oh.
It is good, but very sweet. I'm not used to this level of sweetness.
Really good. I'll have to look for those next time I'm at Bevmo. Bevmo!
Yep, so that's 65 for you, Nick. Brian, you came in the week in second place with 64 points. You have Sue, Teeny, and Rachel. Sue got you 1 point because she did fucking nothing. Teeny got you an extra point because she survived vote. I don't know why. Who voted? Who even voted for Teeny? Was it? Huh?
I can't.
Kyle.
Sam.
That was Kyle.
Sam.
It was Kyle.
I like that Kyle had no fucking idea.
I specifically looked to see. I'm like, why the hell did somebody vote for Teeny? Yeah, it was Kyle.
I thought it was Sam.
And then you got 5 fucking points for Rachel because she won immunity and got herself that advantage. So that is 8 onto your 64. Brian giving you 72. I came in the weekend first with 72 points. I had Kyle, Jeff, and Sam. Jeff got me nothing because no episode title came out of his mouth. Kyle got me 0 because he was eliminated. And all I got was, not 3. Why is 3 on there? I only got 1 from Sam because all he did was survive. So I have 73 points. And my once large lead is down to a single point and not looking good.
Yeah, you're pretty screwed now.
Yeah, unless Sam wins, I'm fucked. So it's me with 73, Brian with Sue, Rachel, and Teeny and 72 points. Nick, you got 65, which is not that far behind anymore. And you've got Andy, Genevieve, and Caroline. You got some decent chances for winners there.
So long as you keep saying the episode title, that's all that matters.
I've got to replace Kyle. Who is even on the jury right now?
Saul, Sierra, Gabe, Kyle.
Can I get can we get thirst points and I can take Saul and Sierra? Who come to Tribal just fucking hot as hell every goddamn episode? I'll do Gabe. I'm gonna do Zombie Gabe. I feel like there's a chance Gabe says an episode title in there.
What's the nice way to put this? I didn't expect him to dress like that. Let me just put it that way.
Yeah. I'm trying to think of who he looks like. The way that he dresses, he looks like a Hollywood type person. But good for him, by the way. Anyway, anyone got anything else? Anything else?
Nope.
Okay, well, in that case, we will see everyone eventually. Yeah, I figured that was a good way of ending because usually we end it a different way, but
no, that was perfect.
No,
that was beautiful.
No, that was terrible. So we'll see everyone later next week when we talk the ouster of Genevieve because it's coming. You know it's coming. And that'll be the end of my fantasy season.
Good to me.
Yeah. Okay. That was a better one.